Hi, my name is Bridgid Bibbens, and I'm going to be leading you through the next 40 minutes or so of a gentle, slow yoga practice designed with the beginner in mind. Thanks so much for joining me to practice together today. If you'd like, you can choose some soft music to play in the background, anything that you find enjoyable or relaxing. You're welcome to find me on Spotify as Bridgid Bibbens. I have several playlists there that you may enjoy to choose from. We're going to begin in sukhasana, which is an easy seated pose, keeping the legs crossed or extending them in front of you, finding an even weight between both sit bones. Keep in mind that any of the positions that I offered to you today are just suggestions, and honor where your body is, making any modifications necessary to make this practice work for you and your body, and breathing, finding ease, finding softness. So as you arrive in sukhasana, easy seated pose, allow your eyes to close, allow your body to soften, and bring your attention to your breath. Gently begin deepening the inhalation, filling up your entire belly and chest with air. And on the exhale, slowing it down, allowing your body to melt even deeper into your mat. Inhaling, filling up the chest, filling up the body. Notice the expansion of your rib cage. And slowly exhaling all the air out, finding somewhere else in your body you can soften, maybe allowing the shoulders to lower away from the ears. Keep breathing like this at your own pace, noticing the rise and fall of your chest, noticing the expansion of the body on the inhale. Softening through the exhale, maybe releasing some more tension in your thighs and your hips. Take one more full round of breath wherever you are. And then keeping your eyes closed, inhale as you reach your arms out and up overhead. Interlace your fingers above the head, flipping the palms up toward the ceiling. Take a nice big stretch here, reaching up through the palms, through the fingers as you soften the shoulders away from your ears. Take a deep inhale here, creating some length. And on your exhale, lean on over to your right side. Notice if your left sit bone starts to come off the mat. Begin to even your weight through both sit bones, pressing that left sit bone down. Breathing deeply here, lengthening through the spine. And on your exhale, maybe bending a little bit deeper. Next inhale brings you back up through center, and we'll take it on to the other side as you exhale. Same thing here. Notice if the right sit bone starts to creep up off your mat, pressing that right sit bone back down. Soften your right shoulder away from the ear. Taking one more inhale, creating length. And exhaling, bending a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, releasing the hands down. Go ahead and plant the hands in front of you. We're going to find a tabletop position here. So coming onto the hands and the knees, your wrists align directly underneath your shoulders, knees align directly underneath your hips. Take a deep inhale here, lengthen the crown of the head forward as your gaze stays at the earth. On your exhale, send your hips back toward your heels, finding child's pose, balasana. You're going to lower your forehead all the way down to your mat. Soften the forearms onto the mat. Inhale, feeling the breath expand to the back of your body, opening up the rib cage. And exhale, maybe your hips sink a little bit closer to your heels. This position is always available to you throughout any yoga practice, honoring wherever your body and mind are at the time, recognizing that if you tend to lose focus on your breath, it may be a smart idea to take some rest in child's pose and allow you to reconnect, and center yourself before continuing the movement. So coming back into your tabletop. Again, aligning those wrists directly underneath the shoulders. Knees are directly underneath your hips. On your next inhale, drop your belly, tilt your pelvis, raise your gaze up. This is cow pose. And on your exhale, rounding the spine, tuck your chin toward your chest. This is cat. Inhaling through cow pose, drop the belly, take the gaze up, tilt the pelvis. And exhale, rounding the spine, draw your navel up and in. Tailbone is rounding under. Keep moving like this on your own breath. And maybe you begin to notice that your body is craving some additional movement. So feel free to make some circles with the neck, maybe shifting the hips side to side or looking over one shoulder and then the other. Just allowing yourself to explore what your body is leading you to do here. Gently warming up the spine. Focusing on the breath. Take one more round, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through the nose, rounding the spine. On the next inhale, find a neutral spine. We're going to tuck the toes underneath you. Begin to lift the knees and the hips up and back, coming into your first downward dog. Spreading all 10 fingers wide here. Notice if your index finger knuckle is popping up off the mat. Try to bring your weight, your attention to that base knuckle of the index finger, pressing in there to take some weight and some pressure off of your wrists. Then begin to walk out your dog here. So bending one knee, lowering the opposite heel to the ground, and switching sides at your own pace. It may feel good to take the hips side to side, gently shaking the head yes and no, releasing any tension in your neck. Notice if your shoulders are creeping up toward your ears. See if you can roll them down the back. Take an inhale, filling up the back of the body with air. And open your mouth now, sighing it out. On your next inhale, take your gaze in between your hands and begin to take tiny baby steps up to the top of your mat, finding a forward fold here. From here, bending your knees generously, the feet are about hips width distance apart. You can measure that by placing 2 fists in between your big toes, allowing the belly to rest down on your thighs. Releasing the crown of the head down toward the earth. Again, maybe shaking the head yes and no. And maybe clasp opposite elbows here. Coming into a rag doll. You can sway a bit side to side. Maybe begin moving the elbows in a figure 8 infinity pattern. Maybe rocking your weight forward and back in the feet. One more inhale. Breathe into your low back. And as you exhale, releasing the hands down, forward folds. pressing through your feet, keeping your arms down by your side. Slowly roll all the way up to standing, keeping the knees bent until you arrive. Crown of the head rises up last. Settling into Tadasana, mountain pose here. Lift all 10 toes on your feet. Spread them nice and wide and softly set them back down. Begin to lift your kneecaps up the legs, engaging the quad muscles. Keep a micro bend in your knees here to keep all the muscles of the legs active. Begin to draw your navel up and in. Soften the shoulders away from your ears and draw the shoulder blades together on your back, feeling really open through your chest and your collarbones. Spin the palms of your hands to the front of your space, pinkies in, thumbs out. Lift the crown of the head toward the sky and maybe tuck the chin down and back slightly, keeping the sides of your neck nice and long. Just take a scan of your body here and notice what you're feeling without judgment, without narrative. Just notice the areas that may feel tight or stuck. Notice the areas that are craving movement. Notice the areas that feel strong and ready to roll already. On your next inhale, reach your arms out and up overhead. And on the exhale, draw your hands through to your heart center. Again, inhale, reach your arms out and up overhead. And this time, press the walls away from you as you lead with your heart, swan dive into a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lifting up halfway. Keep your fingertips wherever they can connect with something. So maybe fingertips stay on the earth. Maybe they come to your shins. As you lift halfway, you're lengthening the crown of the head forward, lengthening the tailbone backward. Maybe you begin to press the backs of the knees toward the back of your space, pressing through your feet. Take one more inhale in this halfway lift. And as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach all the way out and up overhead. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. One more inhale, reach the arms out and up. And swan dive all the way back down. Inhale as you lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to a plank pose, the top of a push-up. On your inhale, press the earth away from you. Notice your shoulders broadening. And on the exhale, bend your elbows back, keeping them close to your rib cage as you lower all the way down to your belly. From here, untuck your toes. Pressing gently into your hands, begin to peel your heart away from the mat. Cobra pose. Exhale, lower all the way back down. Again, coming into Cobra pose, inhale, peel the heart up. This time, lift your hands about an inch off the mat, making sure we're using our back strength to pull up. And exhaling, lowering down. One more time, inhale, Cobra pose. And exhale, releasing down. Plant your palms, tuck those toes, make your way up and back to a downward dog. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out here. Pressing your heart back closer to your thighs. On your next inhale, gaze in between your hands. And on the exhale, take a stroll to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, swan dive all the way back down. Inhale, lengthening your spine, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank pose. Take one inhale here, pressing through the hands, press the earth away. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly, keeping the elbows in close. Inhale, baby cobra, opening that heart forward. And on the exhale, lowering down, plant your hands, make your way back to your downward dog. Deep inhale here. Open mouth, let it go. Next, inhale, gaze between the hands. On the exhale, make your way to the top of your mat, forward folds. Inhale, rolling up, reach the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward folds. Inhale, lengthen your spine here. On the exhale, we're going to plant the hands and step the left foot back, coming into a runner's lunge. Take your time to settle in here. Maybe the fingertips are tented up. Maybe your palms are flat on the earth. Maybe you've got a couple blocks underneath the hands to give you some added height. And just breathing into the hips here, allowing the hips to soften. Maybe you can even switch your right foot forward a little bit more, making sure that the knee is directly above or slightly behind your ankle. From here, plant your left hand down. Take your right hand to your hip. Begin to spin your heart over toward the right side. From there, you can keep the hand on your hip or extend that right arm up to the sky. Take an inhale here, lengthening. On your exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper. One more inhale to lengthen here. On the exhale, plant your right hand back down. Lower your left knee down onto the earth, taking padding with a blanket or rolling the mat underneath if you need some padding. Keep your back toes tucked and bring your hands to your right thigh. From here, reach the hands up overhead, Asana, low lunge here. Notice if your shoulders are creeping up to the ears, soften them away. Press through your right foot. See if you can send your right hip back in space as your left hip comes forward. Notice the micro movements that are keeping you balanced here. Take one more inhale. And on the exhale, plant your hands around that right foot. Tuck your left toes under, lift that knee, and step the left foot forward into a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing, reaching the arms out and up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and keep moving all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step your right foot back this time, coming into your runner's lunge. Squishing those left toes forward, maybe a little bit more, maybe swaying a bit side to side here. Whatever helps you to open up into those hips a little bit more. And from here, plant your right hand down. Take your left hand to your left hip and begin to spin your heart over to the left side. From here, maybe the left hand stays on the hip. Maybe that's enough for you, or maybe you'd like to extend the left arm up to the sky. Keep those left fingertips active and extended if you've got the left arm high. Maybe your gaze comes up to the top thumb. Maybe it's down at the earth. Whichever feels best on your neck, no big deal. One more inhale to open up here. And on your exhale, plant your left hand down outside the left foot. Lower the right knee to the earth, keeping those right toes tucked. As you're ready, draw your hands to your left thigh. And then maybe reach the arms up overhead. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Pressing through your left heel, send your left hip slightly back, that right hip coming forward. Notice those micro movements again, helping you keep your balance. And if you wobble a little bit, everybody does, no big deal. You can always touch down and then maybe slowly work your way back up. One more inhale here, lengthening, create space. On the exhale, plant your palms, Lift your right knee, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, hands come to your heart center, close your eyes. Pressing your thumbs together into your sternum, lift your sternum up into your thumbs. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Connect with your heartbeat, connect with your breath. On your next inhale, fluttering the eyes open, reach the arms out and up overhead. On the exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, half lift. On the exhale, plant your palms, step back, plank pose. Inhale, pressing the earth away here. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, low cobra, offering the heart forward. On the exhale, lowering down, plant your palms, lift those hips up and back, downward dog. On your next inhale, gaze between the hands. On the exhale, take that stroll all the way to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet as you reach the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart center. From here, making sure the feet are hips width distance apart. Sit the hips low, bend your knees. Reach your arms up overhead, chair pose. Take a peek down at your toes. Make sure you can see all 10 of them. If you can't, maybe slide your knees back in space a little bit, bringing the knees over the ankles. The weight is in your heels. You're pressing your thighs, your thigh bones down toward the earth, and isometrically drawing those thighs and those knees closer together. One more inhale here. One more exhale. Sink a little bit lower. Draw your navel into your chest. On your next inhale, press through your feet. Stand up. Reach up. On the exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank pose. Inhale, press the earth away here. On the exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. On the inhale, offering the heart forward, low cobra. Exhale, lowering down. Planting the palms, make your way back to your downward dog. You can always come through a child's pose or a tabletop to get there. Deep inhale through your nose. Open mouth, sigh it out. Deep inhale through your nose. Open mouth, sigh it out. From this downward dog, lower your knees all the way to the earth. Come to sit on your heels. Keeping the eyes closed here, allow the hands to rest on your thighs. We're going to tuck the toes underneath us. So even tucking that baby pinky toe under. For those of us who spend a lot of time on our feet, or if you tend to wear heels a lot, this can be a pretty intense stretch. So allow your eyes to close, hands to rest on your thighs. If this becomes too intense, you can always untuck the toes and just have a seat on the heels. But try to stay here for about 10 breaths or so. Maybe coming out and coming back in. With each exhale, allowing another muscle in the body to soften. Maybe allowing the tongue to soften in the mouth, the jaw to soften. Notice if you're maintaining any tension in your cheeks or your temples. Maybe your brow is furrowed. let go. Take one more deep inhale here. And open your mouth, release it. Coming onto the hands and knees, untuck your toes and tap the tops of your feet on the earth, like you're having a little temper tantrum here. And then from there, tuck those feet underneath you again, tuck the toes, lift the knees, find your downward dog. On your next inhale, gaze in between your hands. And on the exhale, take a stroll or maybe lightly hop to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, reaching out and up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart center. I'm going to take a little bit of balance here. So you're going to ground through your left foot, maybe lifting the toes, spread them wide, softly set them back down so you feel really rooted here. And then come onto the tiptoes of your right foot. Begin to send your right knee out to the side, drawing your sole of your right foot into your ankle, maybe sliding it up to the calf, maybe even bringing it to your inner thigh. Anywhere except the knee is fine. Keeping your hands at heart center, finding your breath here. Find something in front of you that's not moving and focus your attention softly there. Then maybe once you feel balanced, you begin to grow the branches of your tree. Maybe slowly taking your gaze up toward the sky to challenge your balance. Maybe allowing your branches to blow in the breeze. The idea here is that a tree stays rooted and strong no matter what comes along. If you've raised your gaze, lower it back down. Begin to bring your hands back to your heart center. Releasing the foot from your leg, draw the knee back forward, and go ahead and set the right foot back down, maybe shaking out a little bit. And as you're ready, beginning to grow some roots through that right foot. Lift the toes, spread them as wide as you can, and softly set them back down. Coming onto the ball of your left foot, begin to send the left knee out to the side, drawing your left foot into the ankle, maybe keeping the toes down as a little kickstand, or maybe sliding the foot up to the calf or to your inner thigh, anywhere except your knee. Our knees aren't meant to bend sideways. Finding that drishti, that soft focused gaze on something in front of you that's not moving. See if you can blur the vision on that object you're looking at so the eyes stay soft. And as you're ready, maybe your tree begins to grow its branches. Maybe you sway a little bit in the breeze. Maybe you raise the gaze up to the sky. Notice those micro movements that are helped to keep you balanced. If you fall out, no big deal. Coming right back in. Our balance is a little different every day. And as you're ready, bringing your gaze back down, bringing your hands back to heart center. Release the foot, draw the knee back to center, and set that left leg back down. Take a deep inhale as you reach the arms out and up overhead. And as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank pose. Press the earth away from you. Inhale. And as you exhale, as slowly as you can, lower all the way down onto your belly. Turn your right cheek to one side. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale. Open your mouth, let it go. Melting the front of your body into the earth. Begin to zip your legs together here. We're going to reach the hands behind the low back, interlacing the fingers. Draw your chin or your forehead to center. On the inhale, we're going to squeeze the palms together, squeeze the legs together, And begin to peel just the top half of your body, the shoulders, the heart, off the earth. Press all 10 toes into your mat, keeping your feet sealed down as much as you can. On your next inhale, see if you can lift a little higher. Knit your lower ribs together to help protect and strengthen the low back. One more inhale, lifting up. And on the exhale, lowering down. Turn your left cheek down to the mat. Release the arms down by your sides. Close your eyes. Take one deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Allowing everything to settle down here. Coming into the second round of this back bending sequence, bring your chin or your forehead back to center. Rotate your palms down toward the earth, keeping them alongside the body. Plant your palms into the earth. Keep your chin planted. Zip your legs together, squeezing the inner thighs, squeezing the heels toward each other. On your next inhale, begin to lift your toes, your ankles, your shins, maybe even your thighs up off the mat. Each inhale brings you up a little bit higher. Each exhale keeps the front half rooted. One more inhale. And on the exhale, release the legs down to the earth. Turn your right cheek down to the mat. Close the eyes and just breathe. Coming into round 3 here, drawing your chin or your forehead back to center. Again, interlace the fingers at your low back, this time flipping your grip so the awkward thumb is on top. Begin to squeeze the palms together, squeeze the legs together. We're going to lift everything off the earth. Inhale, peeling your heart, peeling your legs off the earth, reaching the knuckles back towards your heels. Every inhale brings you a little bit higher, creates more space. Knit those lower ribs together. One more inhale here, reaching a little bit higher. And on the exhale, lowering down, turn the opposite cheek. And bend your knees here. Windshield wipering your shins side to side, releasing your low back. And as you're ready, we're going to press back to Balasana, child's pose, one more time. Bringing the hips close to the heels. The knees can be together if you like, or as wide as your mat, which will help you get a little bit deeper into your hips. And from here, walking your hands back toward the knees, coming to sit on your legs, swinging your ankles and your feet out from under you. Extend your legs in front of you. You may wish to remove a little bit of your gift, that flesh from around your sit bones, so your sit bones can really root into the earth here. Then begin to flex your feet back toward your shins. Even those rogue pinky toes are coming backwards, so the ball mounds of your big toes are pressing forward. On your inhale, reach your arms up overhead, lift the crown of the head. And on the exhale, begin to fold over your legs, leading with your heart. You can bend the knees a little or a lot, allowing the arms to fall wherever they land. Maybe that's the outsides of the calves, maybe it's the ankles, maybe you can get your toes. Working to lengthen your back here, not concerned so much about reaching your feet. With each inhale, create a little space, length between each vertebra. And with each exhale, bring your heart a little bit closer to your knees. Inhale, creating length. Exhale, folding deeper. Inhale, create length. Exhale, fold deep. 2 more. Deep inhale, creating space. Exhale, move into that new space. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Unwinding out of this. Keeping your legs extended long in front of you. Extend your arms in front of you, spinning the palms up toward the sky. On your inhale, lift your heart, lift the crown of the head. And on the exhale, we're going to lower all the way onto the back, nice and slow, rounding the spine, drawing the navel in, trying to lower one vertebra at a time without collapsing. Once you arrive on your back, hug the knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze, maybe rocking a bit side to side. And then opening your arms out to a T, or maybe with bent elbows, cactus arms. Allow your knees to fall over to your right side, taking the gaze over your left shoulder. A nice gentle spinal twist here. Try to keep both shoulders flat on the earth to avoid overextending your low spine here. Closing the eyes, allow yourself to breathe and soften. As you're ready, drawing your chin back to center first, then bring the knees back up. Allowing the knees to fall over to the left side, take the gaze over your right shoulder. Close your eyes and breathe here. Allow yourself to soften. On your next inhale, bring your gaze back to center. Bring your knees back. Give your knees one more final squeeze here. And we're going to come into happy baby here. So keeping the knees bent, send your feet up toward the sky and reach to grab the outer edges of your feet, the pinky side. And from here, pressing the hands into the feet, pressing the feet into the hands. Maybe you begin to draw the knees closer to your armpits. Maybe you rock a bit side to side. It may feel good to straighten one leg and then the other. Allowing yourself to explore a little bit, just like a baby getting used to its own body, its own new space. And from here, hugging those knees in one more time, squeeze yourself into the tightest, roundest ball you can. Bring your forehead up to your knees. Take a big, big, deep inhale here. Holding your breath at the top, squeeze every muscle in your body even tighter. And with a big exhale, sigh it out. Release your legs long and wide on the mat. Allow the arms to rest comfortably away from your sides. Your eyes are closed here, and we find Shavasana, the final resting pose of your session, the most important pose you'll do all day. Allowing yourself stillness, allowing yourself to shed any layers, allowing yourself to be soft and vulnerable here. Take one deep inhale, filling up your entire chest and belly with air. And open your mouth, sigh it out. Allowing your belly to soften, allowing the muscles of the legs, the toes to soften. Soften the shoulders, allowing them to melt into the mat. Notice if you're keeping any tension in your face, your jaw, your cheeks, your temples, the ears, the crown of your head. Allow it all to release and melt away from you. And allow yourself to just be here. Relinquishing control of your breath. Let go. Just be. You're welcome to stay here and rest in your Shavasana as long as you like. But when you're ready to return into your body, into the rest of your day, gently begin deepening your breath, filling the body with air, bringing small movements into your fingers and your toes. Roll the wrists and the ankles. Turning your head gently side to side. And reach the arms overhead in a good morning stretch, reaching longer on one side and then the other. And then draw the knees into your chest. Give yourself one last squeeze today. And allow yourself to rock over to the fetal position on either side, using your bottom arm as a pillow. Take a couple more nourishing breaths here. Allowing this position to represent your rebirth back into your day with a more calm, focused mind and a renewed sense of energy, kindness, and peace. Gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Sukhasana. Crossing the legs if it feels okay on the knees, closing the eyes. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Connecting with the pulse in between your fingers, connecting the thumbs to your heartbeat. Take a deep inhale and open your mouth, sigh it out. Bowing your head in gratitude. Grateful to yourself for carving out this time to take care of yourself today. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your practice with me. The divine in me, the light, the love, everything that's wonderful and fabulous, sees, recognizes, and honors the light, the love, the divine, wonderful and fabulous within each of you. Namaste.